You're watching the news channel.
Today, oh brother, do we have a show for you with some of the hottest brothers in the business. Patrick Swayze's brother, Tom Hanks' brother, Blair Underwood's brother, Sylvester Stallone's brother, and Sinbad's brother. Because of course, what do we do every day? Gossip, gossip, gossip. Today with the latest on who's involved in the newest political scandals. It's all coming up, so stay right where you are, okay? Okay. Perfect, and hello from New York City, the city where Bill Clinton promises a chicken in every pot, Jerry Brown promises a range-free chicken in every pot, and George Bush says, give me back that pot. Now, I am a little angry at George Bush because he doesn't want to attend the June Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro on global warming because he says it fears it will be too hot. So, good joke, but not to you. If you know Washington D.C. has its own problems with global warming since they've gotten all those windbags in Congress. But Siskel and Ebert, we all know them, right? Well, Roger Ebert is getting married, and the reception will be at the concession stand at the Lower East. Wouldn't that be funny? Oh, I'll have some Reese's Pieces. And the only other thing is Euro Disney in France is having problems because you know how rotten the French are. We hate you, hate you, hate you. This morning, they went to look for Donald Duck, and he woke up inside an omelet. And it's just... That's terrible. Think how Donald felt. Have you had your Mickey burger? Anyhow... If you were hungry, you wouldn't eat Mickey Mouse? Are you kidding? Give me an ear. Anyhow, it's time for gossip, gossip, gossip. And today we have with us the latest scandals in politics and more is the Washington Bureau Chief for Spy Magazine, Rudy Maxa. Here's some good Washington scandal.
Well, you know, we always have feuds going on in Washington. And one of the great feuds that's been going on for about 2 years is between Art Buchwald, the humor columnist,
right, and
Eddie Murphy. Art Buchwald claims that he provided the germ of the idea for the movie Coming to America.
That's right.
And for about 1.5 years, there's been a very controversial lawsuit going on in Hollywood, Art Buchwald versus Eddie Murphy and Paramount Productions, etc. And it turns out that the judge did agree that Art Buchwald was right. There were miles of depositions taken in this case. The attorney for Art Buchwald, along with an LA Times reporter, has turned into a book called Fatal Subtraction.
That's very funny.
How Hollywood really does business. There are a lot of little, it won't be all about money, there are a lot of little things in there. For example, we understand that Eddie Murphy's attention span is so short in meetings, they call them Migo meetings. My eyes glaze over because every idea was presented. But more to the point, he had a girlfriend who once was so desperate after he broke up with her that she called up and left on his answering machine, I want to get it exactly right, "Please, Eddie, please, I love you, Eddie, take me back." Eddie took that and put it on the answering part of his machine so his friends could hear it for several weeks thereafter. So look for Fatal Subtraction, and I'd say about a month in bookstores because that's done. The other feud is going on between Teddy Kennedy's bride, or about to be bride, and her ex-husband. It's a very wealthy attorney. She's a very well-off attorney.
There's money there, because I didn't know that. She's got big bucks?
They both make a lot of money as lawyers.
Okay.
And their child support, his child support, I should say, is so high. I think he's got to be real happy that she's getting married to a wealthy guy named Ted Kennedy. He is saying that the child support and payments he must make exceeds his annual income by $30,000 to $40,000 a year.
Do you think that's true?
I know that the money is enormous. I'm a Washington guy who's divorced with 2 kids as well, and I know he's paying a whole lot
Right.
The ex-dad, the ex-husband is. The other thing that is going on in Washington is we're sort of waiting to see if Dan Quayle will ever come to his own. The joke going around Washington now is the new definition of silence is Dan Quayle getting together with Bill Clinton to tell war stories. So.
That's great.
And then,
oh, come more
and
often.
then there's the old George Bush adultery. We've talked about it on this show before.
The alleged adultery.
The alleged adultery, and that's important to say.
Because I've never admitted to it.
But I.
Never. But my lips. Watch my lips.
But
I will never admit to it.
What I thought I'd do is thought I'd trace.
Very tender. Go ahead.
Did you not get paid for those 3 weeks? Because you could make a lot of money in them.
I know. Tell me.
Well, I thought what I'd do is I wanted to look at the press history of the coverage. Because it's been really kind of... The first mention was in Newsweek. It was one paragraph in 1987 when rumors had been circulating that Bush had this mistress of many years.
Right.
And George Bush Jr., the son of the would-be president, called Newsweek and said, the answer to the big A is N-O. And that was the first press mention. But then in 1988, an L.A. Weekly, it's called the L.A. Weekly, a weekly tabloid in Los Angeles, printed a huge thing called The Mistress Question, ran pictures of the woman, and purported as fact this affair. Then it sort of went down, died down for a while until '89, when the Washington Post ran a picture of this woman who has worked on George Bush's vice presidential staff, on his staff in China as the ambassador, and the Post ran a caption under the picture that identified the woman and said she'd served with George Bush in a variety of positions. Now, about 100 people knew what that meant.
Right.
More of us now, obviously. And then just recently, the Democratic National Committee Chairman Ron Brown said in the Los Angeles Times, well, if Bill Clinton's affairs are going to be open for question, so should the president's. And then, of course, Hillary Clinton, in an interview in Vanity Fair this month, made the same point. I just thought the history, just sort of watching how these things happen is really instructive for us as a...
Do you think if it comes out that everybody's have a mistress that it doesn't matter anymore?
Exactly. Then we're all in the same boat. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you see the new issue of Spy, by the way? I'd be remiss. We named Pat Buchanan the sexiest man in 1992.
Yes,
I don't know. If you saw a picture. That is not a computer-generated phony picture. That's him in a locker room. And
you know something? I'm so desperate, I thought he looked good. What about Pat Buchanan? Any gossip on him?
No, it was revealed that he drove a Mercedes when he was running around beating the drums for America, and he's offered it for sale. He said he'd take the lowest bid, whatever that means. I haven't found out yet whether he sold it. I think he's sort of hoping to get through the campaign and be able to keep the Mercedes, because he's a Mercedes kind of guy.
One last thing have you got for us?
Well, June Lockhart. Remember June Lockhart?
Lassie's
mother. Yeah. She is, and I can't explain it, she is a media... She loves politics and press conferences. And I remember a few years ago, 5, 6 years ago, she came to town and horned her way into all kinds of press conferences. She did it again about 2 or 3 weeks ago. She came to town, she talked her way past the ABC guards to watch Nightline being taped by saying... She said, you know, I'm Lassie's mother.
Are you kidding?
No, who's going to say no to Lassie's mother? So she went to a couple of Nightline tapes. She went to a White House briefing. She went to Capitol press conferences. She called the Washington Post, said, next time in town, can I come to news briefings and news meetings? You figure it.
So she just wants to go into
She just wants to hang out.
She ought to call K9 News. They open her up. Will you stay around? You're going to come back and tell us about Sugar Ray Leonard and all kinds of things?
I will indeed.
Okay, so stay with us. Meanwhile, we're going to be right back with Brothers of Famous Celebrities. So stay with us. It's going to be a really good show.
When somebody creates a faster delivery system to get Schwabel's giant white bread to your favorite store even faster and fresher, we'll use it. But in the meantime, rest assured that nobody delivers fresher bread than Schwabel's. It's baked fresh every night and on your supermarket shelf by morning. Schwabel's giant white bread. We don't rush the quality, just the delivery.
Once you pop, you can't stop! Pringles introduces 2 new fresh ways to pop. There's the cute little snack stack when you want to pop a little. And there's the big double stack when you want to pop a lot. Unlike bag chips, we're vacuum-packed to lock in freshness. So get the only vacuum-packed chip in the world, Pringles.
Once you pop, 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 you can't stop.
Now in Snack Stacks and Double Stacks.
I'd like to talk to you about an invisible problem. The invisible bacteria that cause denture odor. Fortunately, antibacterial Effident kills those odor-causing bacteria for clean, fresh dentures.
Antibacterial Effident.
Juice.
Quiet, please.
Oh, no. Not here.
When allergies come on this strong, Benadryl comes on stronger.
Stain-resistant rugs resist most stains, but some are irresistible. That's why there's Woolite Tough Stain Rug Cleaner. It's tough on stains, but safe even on stain-resistant rugs. Trust Woolite Tough Stain.
Save now. Over 500 Lazy Boy chairs are sale priced at $2.99 or less. This #1 reclining sofa at just $5.99. Only at Lazy Boy in Columbus.
Chappaquiddick, Day 3, on hard copy.
What's in a name? If the name is Stallone, Hanks, Underwood, or Swayze, plenty. And today, to have these famous names with us, we are hysterical. So please welcome their brothers. Patrick Swayze, his brother, John Swayze. Come sit here. Nice to have you on. Tom Hanks' brother, Jim Hanks. Blair Underwood's brother, Frank. Well, come in. I know. And someone just looking like Sylvester Stallone's younger brother. Here we come. Frank Stallone. Let's bring him up. And last but not least, and who knows who the hell's going to come out now, Simba's brother and manager, Mark Adkins. What happened there?
Well, you know, he's from southern Italy. It's what happened. The switch. Yeah.
I started doing the introductions, and I thought, you must all, it's like, my husband made recipes is always called Joan Rivers' husband, right? My daughter, now she's on MTV now, but for a long time, and she was Joan Rivers' daughter. Are you all sick of hearing
Yes.
so-and-so's brother? Yeah, yeah.
If that's all you hear, yeah, it gets pretty old.
But did it help you? You're all actor,
Yes, ma'am.
actor-comedian, or comedian-actor, which is more important to you?
Right now, it's, I'd say comedian-actor.
Comedian-actor, okay.
Writer.
Writer,
Truck driver.
truck driver.
No, both things.
Yeah,
Right now, I just had this fall out of my back pocket.
yeah, that's all right.
Okay. Yeah,
But-
singer and actor.
Yeah, and you obviously manager.
Manager, yeah.
So, but for the four of you then, rather than for you, did it help you? Did it open doors? Had to open
I
something.
would imagine initially just
Yeah.
hearing the name Swayze, but I started in 1982 before my brother was enjoying the success he is today. So, you know, I've already been around the block a few times and know most of the casting directors in town. So, but I guess for the new people that come to meet, it might pique a little interest.
Yeah.
Swayze, let's see. But then, it's my rear on the line though. They're not going to hire me on a multi-million-dollar production just because I'm Patrick Swayze's brother. So, you know, the work speaks for itself. So.
Do you think that they're almost, you get in the door faster, right? But then they almost are angry because
You get out of
you've
the door
got
faster.
Yeah. You've got, have you ever had that? Because like, in a way they think, well, he's got a leg up or he doesn't need it, you know?
Well, when I go in, I always get the feeling that they're looking, okay, we can get a cheap Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you ever do that? Because I would walk in and say, you can get a cheap Tom Hanks, so take me, you know.
They want Tom, and I go in and, you know, they want some guy bouncing off the walls, and I walk in and go, how you doing?
Yeah.
So.
Now, you're all younger, except
I'm older.
You're the older brother. Now, does that, hurt, I guess is the word. If I had my younger sister, if I had a younger sister and she was much more successful than me, and we were in the same business, that would get me crazy. Does it get you crazy?
Not at all.
Yeah.
You know, because we grew up with a very close-knit and tight family, and I'm very proud of him. And there's no rebuttal between us at all. In fact, I support him wholeheartedly.
But what about money-wise?
What about it?
Now, that's another story.
Yeah. Well, now
okay,
yeah, go ahead. No, keep
well,
going.
in our situation, we're in business together. We have our own production company, and we bounce off of each other. He's the actor, director, I'm the writer, producer.
Right.
So we work cohesively that way. So his success is my success.
Right.
It's not that he gives me money, because he doesn't.
Right.
Because I don't want his money, because we're going to make our own money together eventually with what we're doing.
Right.
So, in answer to your question, no.
What about you with Sinbad? Now, that's a whole other thing. That's wonderful, because do you get a percentage? How do you work it out as a manager?
I get a percentage, and I let my mom negotiate it. So we work together.
Now, he's older than you.
Yeah, he's my older brother.
With a manager with somebody, you have to listen to what they tell you. I don't know if you know, managers are different from agents. Agents will book you anywhere for a nickel, just so you know that. Oh, they're going to love you. They're going to love you. It's Iowa. Nobody speaks English. You're European. They'll love you. Go. And a manager says, not on your life. You don't go. So managers very often have to argue. Do you argue with Sinbad? Say, this is wrong for you. This is right for you?
Well, we argue about we have differences all the time, but I think because we grew up in a family that, I mean, you're used to arguing with each other, and you're used to overcoming the arguments, that you know how to benefit from having the differences of opinion and not letting them be a negative as a positive,
Was there anything ever in business that you won out? Can you remember, like a major fight?
I think in the end, we always compromise. I think it's always something, where I have an opinion, he has an opinion, then we both realize that, it's really no rules to making this work. And he has such a good instinct. I'm not really like a regular manager. I kind of help coordinate things for him to help him execute what he wants done,
What about, you just said close family, and you just said very close family.
Yeah.
Close family?
At times.
How many kiddies? How many brothers?
11.
Your mother had 11 children?
No, a few mothers had 11 children, but my parents were married a few times. The original basis grew up in Maryland, Virginia. That's the nucleus, And then,
Who the nucleus?
I don't know. Let's see.
You.
Sylvester, my sister Tony Ann, and my other sisters. And then just from other marriages, just kind of wedged in there a little bit.
How many times was your mom married?
I'm not saying that. Enough to have a lot of kids. But she didn't have a lot of kids.
So she would marry and...
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't like a really home... You didn't say, oh boy, it's Christmas. You had to start buying your gifts in July.
It's like, no, I would come back to visit, my folks, and I go, hey, who's that kid in my room? It's like, oh, that's your new brother. Thank you, I love that.
Yeah.
So it was like that kind of thing. But, I basically, I always had horses all my life. We had farm. I mean, that's the thing I got to straighten up. Everything's because we're Italian and Stallone, we're from New York. I know nothing about New York. I mean, I get lost when I walk out the hotel. I grew up in Maryland, went to school in Virginia and stuff, and then kind of moved on to Pennsylvania. So I just wanted to say that. I've been wanting to say that for 26 years.
Oh, I thought they were from New York, too.
I know.
You think they're from New York?
Italians are farmers, yes.
Yeah.
They grow tomatoes and stuff.
Yes. What about you two now? Functional families, close families, dysfunctional?
I have a very close family.
How many in it?
There's 5 kids. 3 of us are currently working in the business right now.
Same mother and father?
Same mother and father. My father's passed away, but I grew up with both parents. They were married 38 years.
And close?
Yeah, very close.
And what about you?
My parents were divorced when I was a few months old, and I lived with my mother, and everybody else, my Tom and my other brother and sister lived with my father. So I've never actually lived with Tom.
Never lived with her. Are you close now?
Yeah, well, I moved to L.A. About 4 years ago. Now we see each other quite a bit. And when I moved to L.A., it was the first time we ever lived in the same town. So I lived like 10 minutes away from we see. Matter of fact, I just saw him the day before yesterday.
Is it hard, like to make a relationship with a brother that you haven't seen since you were a child?
Oh, no, we saw.
I mean, but but not...
Yeah,
Not across the breakfast table.
It's a little, it's a little harder. You know, there's not a lot of the history there. You know, he says, I remember when I, you know, came up for summer and I used to thump you on the head. You know, it's about as.
About. Who is the closest, do you think, with your brother? Who are all of you? Again, you two.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm close. No.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
we're arguing who likes each other the most. Well, I'm closer. Well,
what about girls now? Girls, all your brothers, very, very, very visible, very successful, good-looking, plus big bucks. That's, you know. Do you ever think girls come on to you guys to get to the brothers? Because God knows I would if I was single.
Yeah, but fortunately you can spot them a mile off.
Yeah.
And if you want to use them for that reason, go for it. But if you know,
yeah.
It's you can tell. You know, you can tell.
Yeah, oh, it's like a neon sign. Dollars.
They tend to come up to you and go, "Hi, what's your brother doing now?"
Yeah.
Talk about your brother for half an hour. You know,
real subdued kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping after the show that someone will start coming up to me and taking numbers and names.
Managers. Yeah, I did a manager.
Groupie written across their forehead, you know.
Are you ever mistaken for Tom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've had people, I want to see your license.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Do you ever say I am him? Like if you're getting a traffic ticket, don't be a jerk.
Never.
You know, it's like the men will be on the set, they'll come with a net. 42 tickets. You know, that's a... Have you ever been mistaken for Patrick?
Sometimes in the beginning. Fortunately, the past couple of years, my face is starting to get out there, so it's starting to, you know, clear up some of the, you know, misconception.
We did a movie together, Don and I.
1985.
It's the worst movie ever made.
The worst.
About?
It was called War, Women Against Rape, and I played the perverted district attorney that wore a Halloween mask and raped women. And he was like a psycho gasoline tendant.
Psycho gas.
It is so bad that you couldn't consciously make a movie this bad. Yeah, we worked. I mean, it was good. But you look at it now, you go like, you go, hey, where are you going? And the mouth like moves a minute after. It's like a Gorgo movie, like Godzilla.
You got to start somewhere. Yeah,
you got to start somewhere.
Now we're gonna go to commercial. When we come back, just will you sing for us? I've never heard you sing. They tell me you sing.
I did your show. What do you mean you never heard me sing?
You didn't sing that much. You said sang a little bit. I want you standing up in performance area, okay? We'll be right back with a song from Frank Stallone.
Come on and nutritize your body. Come on and nutritize your mind.
If you think it costs a lot to Nutrisize, take a look at the big picture. You can dine on Nutrisystem for about $3 a meal, or take home the takeout and pay a different price.
Nutritize your life.
Now lose 10 pounds for $10 plus the cost of meals with our Great Beginnings program. Call 1-800-321-THIN.
Once, my mother and I went to lunch. When I opened my purse to pretend like I might pay the check, a roll of certs tumbled out. Who is he, she asked. I said, Mother, I don't have to be romantically involved with a man to use certs. I just want fresh, clean breath. Good, she said. He didn't look right for you anyway.
Get certs with Retsin to clean your breath, not just cover it up.
Certs is proud to be a presenter of Comic Relief 5. Watch for it soon on HBO.
To enter your man in the Joan Rivers From Dud to Stud contest, send a brief description of why you believe he's a stud waiting to happen and waiting to be made over. Enclose 2 photographs, 1 face, 1 full length. Entries must be in the mail by May 4th and include name, address, and phone number.
Please release me, let me go.
This allergy season, free yourself of congestion, itchy eyes, sinus pain with Sinutab Sinus Allergy from the first name in sinus relief. Sinutab Sinus Allergy, relief for prisoners of sinus suffering.
Release me and let me live again.
Morning homes are so beautiful in Tennessee, people want to get started in a hurry. That's why there are different kinds of Tennessee Pride breakfast sandwiches, including a brand new sausage, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich that heats up sizzling delicious and fast. So even if you have places to go, you still have time to taste the sunrise. Take home a package of Tennessee Pride, the pride of country breakfasts.
When people say Drug Emporium saves you hundreds of dollars a year with low prices on over 25,000 name brand health and beauty products, they mean it. That's what they call a big deal. They could go on and on. In fact, they do.
Come to Drug Emporium and get a big deal for Mother's Day. Department store fragrances like Giorgio and Anne Klein are up to 40% off every day.
Drug Emporium, a big deal every day.
Our question tonight, do you think that credit card companies charge too much interest?
Stress is not only a factor in heart disease, it's a factor in cancer, it's a factor in virtually every disease that we know of.
This is more than just a political or a cultural thing. For these people, it's a religious and spiritual problem.
The Escape Weekend offers the chance to refresh the women in mind, body, and spirit.
He's an actor, he's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's a star, obviously in his own right. Now performing an original song called What Did I Do to Your Love? Please welcome Frank Stallone.
One empty chair, one empty glass, alone at a table for two. One light on my shoulder as over and over I read this letter from you. It says you're crying, it says you're sorry. I believe that it's true. The night will be long, and when it's gone, I wonder, what did I do? What did I do to your love? It slipped away so slow. What did I do to you, love? Please tell me, where did it go? Too many days and too many nights, always had somewhere to go. The fire got colder as over and over. I guess I forgot about you. What did I do to your love? It slipped away so slow. What did I do to your love? Please tell me, where did it go? There's always tomorrow, and there's always sometimes, there'll always be someone new. Then I'll have a chance to keep my promise that I never kept to you. What did I do to your love? It slipped away so slow. What did I do to your love? Please tell me, where did it go? Please tell me, where did it go?
Preparing for the big grand opening, Captain Color Time, the champion of rent-to-own, personally makes sure there are plenty of great values in our new store. An all-in-one TV, VCR, and stereo for as little as $19.95 a week. Special savings on VCRs. Stereos as low as $9.95 a week. Washers, dryers, refrigerators, furniture. For grand opening savings, call or come by today.
Color Time, now open on West Broad and East Broad.
Hello. I'd like to talk to you about an invisible problem. The invisible bacteria that cause nasty denture odor. Fortunately, antibacterial Effident not only cleans the stains you can see, it kills the odor-causing bacteria you can't for clean, fresh dentures. So while the problem may be invisible, the solution is clearly evident. Darling, we're on TV.
Antibacterial Effident cleans what you can see and what you can't.
Hurry to Value City Furniture Wednesday and Thursday and save, save, save during midweek Markdown Madness. Save over 70% off on this three-piece night at $49. Save over one-half off on three-piece table sets, $98. Incredible savings on your choice of four-piece bedrooms, $398. Save over one-half off on every Englander mattress and box spring. And Wednesday and Thursday only get an instant $20 rebate towards any Englander sleep set. Free gifts, free refreshments. Shop Wednesday and Thursday till 10 p.m. The midweek Markdown Madness sale at Value City Furniture.
Did you kill Sandra?
Brothers of celebrities. Now there you are, so dramatic and so good and so wonderful. That's do you ever say, Gina, why aren't I getting more parts? Or are they starting to really start to roll in for you now?
It's starting to pick up steam. I'm more kind of a character actor, so I hide behind I get to hide behind a lot of the characters I play. Less of the self is revealed that way. And whereas my brother is more of a leading man, and he's been that way since childhood. He was just an extrovert. And I was kind of bashful, so I like hiding behind my character roles, but it does limit me. I mean, I'd like to have leading man in my bag of tricks.
And we'll probably come around, don't you think?
I hope so. I hope so.
What about you? You've been nominated for an Oscar, am I right? Emmy, what else?
No, not an Emmy, Grammy.
An Oscar, Grammy. They give you the whole list.
Golden Globe.
Golden Globe.
Boy Scouts Award, and everything.
I know.
Campfire Girls.
That's something.
Well, you know, the Oscar was a consideration for an Oscar for for Best Supporting Actor in a movie called Barfly.
Yeah,
I do think you were. Oh, thanks.
Okay.
Well, that ended my leading man career because I had like a mustache, I had scars all over my face. So when I come in for a reading, like for something, you know, I get cast like a tennis pro. Now, do I look like a tennis pro? Yeah. You know, like a white scarf, you know. So that kind of just kept me, so I did Killers for like the next 5 years. Yeah. There's a love scene, Frank, but you kill her at the end. Great. Wonderful. I love that.
Now, what about help? Who were the brains behind your brothers before you came into it? Who was saying to Sinbad, you should do this, you should do that?
I think my parents and him, and he has a really good instinct about what he wants to do. He's always, I mean, when he first started comedy, he went out without any kind of car, or went on the road and went from place to place, performing for his food and places to stay. Right. So he already really had a direction and what he wanted to do, and he's still the same way. He still picks his projects and decides what he wants to do. He just needs people to help him execute it.
So you just came into it, but you figured he'd do it himself?
Yeah, he was always, except my father was funny too, so, you know, he's got a lot of influence from him.
What about Blair? Who was the brains behind Blair?
Mom and Dad.
Mom and Dad.
Yeah. I mean, he always wanted to be an actor from childhood, but Mom and Dad gave him the leeway to do whatever he wanted to do.
And the same thing with you now?
Oh, yeah. In fact, Dad manages both of us, Mom and Dad.
What about you?
Mom and Dad. My mother's founder and artistic director of the Houston Jazz Ballet Company.
Yeah.
And she's now out in L.A. You know, we just grew up in show business, you know, in ballet class since we were 5 years old, so it was just always there. And probably my brother probably wouldn't have known what else to do with himself.
What about you now? What made you go into it?
I was waiting tables at the Improv in L.A. and just said, I want to try this, and I just started doing it.
How was it the first time?
Oh, oh man. I keep telling people that if they want to do it, they have to commit to doing it 20 times before you start feeling comfortable.
Yeah, I think you're being generous 20 times, 100 times before you get on stage.
Just 20 times is when you're fearing the lights.
Yeah. Well, what about you, Doc?
That's the hardest job in the world. I did it one night.
Comedy, stand-up, you mean?
I did it by accident because I was in Florida. I started in 1965 as a professional, so I'm going 27 years.
Yeah, you were a baby.
Yeah, I was real young when I started. So anyway, I was playing in a coffee house in Florida, and for some reason it was one of those nights where I drank too much coffee or something, but I was hyper. So I went through my whole show in like 20 minutes. I'm supposed to be like a 45-minute show. And that looked like a little peaceful club, and these guys that owned the club come back, and their noses were over here. They said, hey, you finished too fast. I said, well, I don't have any more songs, because the other act hadn't showed up, so they threw me on stage, and they said, be funny, without my guitar.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there doing one-liners. I was just petrified, because I thought they'd kill me. Hey, love you. I got standing ovation. They fired me as a musician, hired me as a comic the next night, died, then they hired me back as a musician. I flip-flop all the time. So that is the hardest, being a stand-up comic, I think, is the hardest, most brutal job in the world, because you die alone.
You die alone.
And there's no, like, can I say a joke over again? No, I don't think so.
Yeah. But what about, like, influence? Your mother, is she? I know. She's I guess, a performer in her own right, isn't she? Or certainly a character, Jackie. In her.
Well, could you imagine having someone like my mother pick you up from Catholic school? Like, whoa. It's like, you know, wearing astrology, like bandanas and stuff. So I grew up kind of introverted, you know. My father is the totally opposite. I mean, he's got like the type of guy who has like barbed wire growing out of his forearms, you know. He's like, no nonsense. And my mother would just drive him crazy. He was like, he came from Italy, still has a bit of an accent, you know. And my mother was like Annie Mame in the house. My father's there, well, you sit down. Okay, just be my. But my mother was a bit of influence because my grandfather was very much of an artistic person. So my mother was always the one that was take piano lessons, read books, do this.
Your mother.
Always, yeah, very much so.
All your parents that way do stretch, go for other things. That's it.
Well, my mom sets a great example. She's you know, in her 60s. She still teaches up to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. And she like last year she did like 30 Mattel commercials. She's doing Barbie doll commercials as a choreographer. So it's like if we could keep up with Mom, we'd all be happy.
Yeah.
You know?
You have been doing comedy now how long?
About 3 years.
Please, would you do a little bit?
Sure.
Okay, we got Frank together. So let's go to commercial. Come back to the break. We'll be right back with a comedic clip of Jim Hanks. So stay tuned.
My best friend and I went out last night with our brand new perms. Well, she had gone to the salon and spent way too much. And I had gotten an Ogilvy home perm. People kept saying to me, oh, your hair is gorgeous. But nobody really said anything to her. The precisely right home perm, it's got automatic shut-off timing. I couldn't have overdone it. I couldn't have underdone it. It's perfect. I'm glad I didn't go with her to the salon.
So now that you got a beautiful perm, what do you get? Ogilvy hot oil for permed hair. 1 minute once a week helps keep your great-looking perm looking great. Ogilvy hot oil. You got it right? Now keep it right.
Ooh, girl, are you gonna get it? New cotton casuals made just for you. It's your way, or you might as well forget it. Just wait till we get our hands on you. I can't wait. Just wait till we get our hands on you.
Coming up next week, women who slept with their children's best friends. Well, adult children, but nonetheless. Also, the cast of the hit TV series Wings, some of our all-time favorite TV moms, including Brady Bunch's Florence Henderson and Partridge Family's Shirley Jones.
When somebody creates a faster delivery system to get Schwabel's giant white bread to your favorite store even faster and fresher, we'll use it. But in meantime, rest assured that nobody delivers fresher bread than Schwabel's. It's baked fresh every night and on your supermarket shelf by morning. Schwabel's giant white bread. We don't rush the quality, just the delivery.
Some people, it's not mine.
Crisp, clean Dentine. We'll take care of your breath. The rest is up to you.
Hi. Didn't I see you here yesterday?
For the itch and pain of bug bites and allergic rashes, even the new, stronger hydrocortisones can't give you the kind of relief you get from Benadryl Maximum Strength Cream because it stops the pain and blocks the itch. Benadryl Maximum Strength Cream or Spray.
Choosing a career today, there are so many things to consider. Do you enjoy the challenge of working with people? Do you enjoy working with beauty, fashion, the arts? Are you looking for a profession that will allow you to grow and change to meet the demands of the future? Are you looking for opportunity?
Get started now at Nationwide Beauty Academy. Our budget payment plan can make your training affordable, and financial assistance is available to those who qualify. Call now, 888-1092.
And now this consumer report from Reach Magazine and its advertisers. Officials report that Reach Magazine, filled with incredible savings from local businesses, will be arriving in area mailboxes soon.
Big savings on auto service and tires at your Firestone Tire Zone Service Center. Save hundreds of dollars at Mattress Mart's King Coil Bed Quarters. Save 50% at the Fort Columbus Mako Auto Painting and Collision Repair Centers. And save $30 or more on family hair care services at Saturday Hair Care locations.
Look for these savings and more in Reach Magazine, coming to your mailbox soon.
When you're looking for an evening of laughs and you're in the LA area, drop by the Improv. Here to give you a sample of what he does there is comedian Jim Hanks.
Yeah, I know. I look like Tom. I know. I get that all the time. It's weird looking like somebody famous, because sometimes people actually think I am Tom, which is kind of strange because Tom has this reputation for being the nicest guy in Hollywood. So I get these little old couples coming up and asking for my autograph. And, you know, what can I say but kiss my hairy butt? I feel I have a right to say that, because I do have a hairy butt. For instance, the soap in my shower looks like a chia pet. Which is kind of convenient because I just have that Velcro strip on the wall and just stick it right there. I have a one-year-old boy now. He's a very cute kid. If he was here, you can do that. But he's a real cute kid. His name's Gage Anthony Hanks. He's an incredible kid because you already say his initials. And I love that joke because some of you went Ga. The others went G-A-H. I like to carry him around one of those backpack things, you know? And I've realized that there's one thing you cannot do when you have a cute little baby in a backpack is pick up chicks. Doesn't work. Because women are coming up to him going, "Oh, what a cute little baby." And I'm looking at him going, "Can you say Uncle Jim?" I think I feel sorry for him in a way because I think toys aren't as cool as they used to be. Because I grew up with one of those 12-inch G.I. Joes, you know, that were really, I thought they were really cool. When I first got mine, though, his hands were on backwards. And I couldn't get him out to put them on right, so I twisted everything backwards. I turned his head around, and his arms were backwards. His chest looked really bizarre. But his pelvis looked really weird. And the guys will remember this, the old G.I. Joes. They had one hand that was like this and another hand that was like this. And it was so lame because you couldn't make them hold a gun. And they looked really stupid driving. And you couldn't look cool running like this. So. And I always thought the G.I. Joe looked like he had a beer in one hand and a joint in the other. I guess I had the Vietnam version. Oh, thanks. I'm here all week, folks.
We'll be back with more in a moment, so stay with us. Are you ready to
You could ease up a little.
Table for two in about 5 minutes. Mr. Douglas, I have your table.
But you're not gonna. You could stop being a perfectionist. But you're not gonna. You're not gonna change because of heartburn, and you don't have to. There's something new that's like no ordinary antacid. New Maalox Heartburn Relief. It stops the burning and helps keep it from coming back. So get on with life like you're gonna live it. New Maalox Heartburn Relief is made for you.
Diarrhea has no sympathy. Just when you take the trip of a lifetime, you get the diarrhea of a lifetime. Traveler's diarrhea, caused by a bacteria. Only one leading diarrhea medicine actually fights that awful bacteria. Only Pepto-Bismol. For powerful relief to get you back. Pepto-Bismol's the only one you need.
We've got the winds of change upon us, from big city to small town too. This is where America's cars start rolling, and no one does it like we do.
The All-American Value Pack Mercury Topaz with air, two-tone paint, sport wheels, and more. 2 doors or 4. And now with these great savings, its name says it all. All this and the quality of a Mercury.
Mercury.
Arby's is the place for different. Like our 4 big subs, piled high with our delicious fresh sliced meats and served on hearth-baked deli rolls. If these aren't the best subs you've ever tasted after just 1 bite, you get your money back. So come to Arby's. Or...
Arby's is different.
Hey, different is good.
Appearing at the Trop World on May 8th, 9th, and 10th in Atlantic City. And we're back talking with brothers of celebrities. Now, single, married. Let's get right into it. There's the baby on the backpack. Why are you picking up girls? You're single.
I'm married. It's a joke.
Oh, okay.
It's a comic. K-O-K-E, joke.
Okay. Married.
Separated. I have a 4-year-old daughter named Danielle.
Danielle. But so separated, when you say separated, why?
My wife left me 2 years ago.
So you're really single, or do you not
I'm
think
single.
Yeah,
but it's taken me up till a few months ago to kind of feel single, you know, kind of still feel married. I grew up with both my parents for all the years, so it threw a wrench in my gears, and, you know, and depression and the whole 9 yards, but that's another show.
Yeah, all right. We'll have you on next Tuesday for that one. Now, what about you? You lived together with Blair.
Yeah.
So are you single, or is there a wife somewhere in the horizon?
No, single and looking for that very special lady. You know?
To clean the house.
Yeah. No.
If there's 2 guys living there.
No, my sister lives with us also.
So the 3 of you. Now, what do you do if you have a romance?
Share.
What do you do? You just...
Well, look at you're asking. What do I do? I'm so happy. I'm at my doorman to take pictures. Look, Joe, I got somebody. He's got a post. But what do you do? The 3 of you. Do you ever say do they ever say, where were you last night? Or
No, because we respect each other's privacy, and you know, Blair has his. We all have our own rooms.
Yeah.
It's a large house, and
I think they'd be the same.
No, it's like a family, and it's like when somebody comes on board, a woman or whatever. you just act accordingly, which is, you know, bring them in the family. However, recently, since Priority's career, there hasn't been one. Blair has a single lady, which I'm happy because he was kind of out there for a while.
Yeah.
Now he's down with 1 lady.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
What about you?
I have 5 kids.
All right.
No, I'm only kidding. I've never been married.
You've never been married?
No, not at all.
Why?
Never been engaged. Never gave a girl a ring.
Wait a second. Never been engaged?
What are you applauding about? People up there going... No, never.
Why not?
My mother told me from day one never to get married. She goes, you see this family? Don't get married. I said, now my grandmother, on the other hand, is always every other 5 minutes. Yeah. When do you get the married?
Yeah.
I've never been married. Never been. I've only had 3 girlfriends in my life, and they were kind of short relationships. Yeah.
So you're playing the field now?
I don't even play the field. I like mow the field. I don't know. I just.
So we've got available, taken, available.
Single.
Available. So I've got 1, 2, I've got 4 available. This is another show. And
by choice, though.
By choice.
Yeah.
How close have you ever been to being married?
Not even close.
Never. I've never even mentioned it. Never even it came up. I don't know why. Maybe it's me. I don't know. It just never came up.
That's it. What about you? Do you feel stupid now?
Just feeling married, that's all.
I feel like I'm going to miss out on the poker game.
Yeah.
That's what
You're going to go home now and just say to your wife, out of here.
He's already over the stable balanced life. We're going like this. Don't you feel silly? We're sitting here like, yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah. We're all talking, and you're all doing well in your careers, and you can feel, because we made sure we picked people that were doing well, going better, better, better. Not, you know, what do you think is going to happen to all of you? Where do you want to be in 10 years, just down the line?
I just want to keep working and making a living. I don't need to be rich, you know. Be nice, but
yeah.
I just want to keep working and have people respect me as an actor, and to be considered something more than just Patrick Swayze's brother, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to be known as Jim Hanks.
Yeah, strictly.
Yeah.
Just an applicant. Just what's happening now, more of what is happening now, which is our production company and making movies.
Right. And you writing and him?
Writing and producing, him directing and acting.
Yeah, which is great.
And being in control of your own projects.
Yeah, yeah.
I just like to continue being an artist. I think the most important thing is, and I think I can speak for most of these guys, with the pressure coming down, the most important thing is that all these guys, they just want to perform, just be an artist. And I think the most damaging thing is when you're not being allowed sometimes because of your relationships to not be an artist. So you're like sometimes stifle yourself. And so for me, you know, I've been doing it all my life, and I've always been able to make a living with it. I'm just really happy just to be able to be creative. No one owes me a living. This was my choice. You know what I'm saying? It was my choice. I knew, my father said 7 years old, you know, it's going to be some tough days. I said, yeah, 27 years later, it's tough, but it's my choice. I just want to be an artist, just do what these guys.
And you?
Sinbad gave me a chance to work in a career that I really enjoy, so I want to help other young comedians, you know, get a chance to get the career started. So.
I think you're all just, I wish you were all my brothers. I think you're all just great. Thank you so much for being on. When we come back, we'll have more gossip about Sugar Ray Leonard, so stay with us.
I loved my grandfather. I felt special with him. Eventually, too special, and I started to keep secrets. I turned sexual abuse into a feeling of heaviness that would never go away. I weighed myself down, and I numbed my feelings. Let me help you free yourself of the depression and shame related to any abuse.
Best-selling author Janet Greason invites you to call Janet Greason's A Place for Us, 1-800-543-3662.
I can help you.
YoPlay, low fat, calcium rich, with active yogurt cultures. It's something 40-year-old Vicky Gentry does every day. Smooth, creamy YoPlay. Do it for you.
This week, People presents the annual 50 Most Beautiful People in the World issue. Page after page of heart-stopping beauty. The stunning portraits, the stories behind the faces, and much more. All in this week's People, the stuff you love. Pick it up today.
Some of our guests stay at the beautiful Plaza Hotel overlooking Central Park.
It starts with itch and irritation, and then hemorrhoid flare-up. For soothing, cooling relief on contact, get Tux medicated pads. Tux pads, the one hospitals trust most.
Please release me, let me.
This allergy season, free yourself of congestion, itchy eyes, sinus pain with Sinutab Sinus Allergy. Relief for prisoners of sinus suffering.
WCMH4 and Schottenstein's invite you to head north for special discount family days at the IX Indoor Amusement Park in Cleveland. The largest indoor amusement park in the world features 150 spectacular rides, games, sports, and indoor bungee jumping. There'll be live concerts at the Club IX and a 10-story Ferris wheel that soars right through the roof. Pick up a discount coupon at Schottenstein's today and get $4 off admission on these special dates. Head north for WCMH4 and Schottenstein's family days at the IX Indoor Amusement Park.
Promotional fees provided by
2,000 flushes chlorine clear tablet. Helps bleach away stains in your toilet up to 4 months. New 2,000 flushes chlorine clear tablet.
Armatron watches. Presenting now by Armatron. Stunning fashion-forward designs that combine the latest upscale styling with superb quality and outstanding value. Armatron, America's watch.
Jonel's French Manicure. Quick and easy. White it and pink it. For smoother, whiter tips and healthier looking nails. Treat yourself to a French manicure from Jonel.
Lanza Hair Care Products. Lanza, hair care and styling products give you the 7-step treatment to healthier hair. Never tested on animals. Lanza, available only at better salons. We are back and we are dishing the dirt with Spy Magazine's Rudy, Maxa. Now you've got candy in your hand. What is this about?
I live in Washington, D.C.,
Yeah.
and I don't know the Mars family. They're the 5th richest family in the world.
In the world?
$12 billion minimum, and they bring you Milky Way, M&M's, real low profile, real secretive, never talk to the press, never
Oh.
talk to anyone.
They're too busy munching.
But they let the Washington Post in, they let a reporter follow them around for about a year. A couple of things were interesting I thought ought to be noted. Everyone's called an associate, nobody's an employee. Everyone checks in on a time clock, including the CEOs, the family that runs it, and you get a 10% bonus for on-time arrival every day. No perks, you just do your own Xeroxing, no memos, no debt. Everything is done like at a mom-and-pop store. I just thought the Mars family was worth mentioning. Forrest Mars Jr. and John Mars are the 2 CEOs, and you've never heard from them. One just got divorced and married a younger assistant. No, just...
Okay.
And the other guy off the chart, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray Leonard got divorced, a messy divorce a couple years ago. Marvin Mitchelson was the attorney. The day before Easter, he proposed to his girlfriend, whose name is Bernadette Roby, got down on his knees at a restaurant in Washington and pulled out a ring.
Oh, that's so congratulations to Sugar Ray. That's very nice. Okay, tomorrow's show, what's it like to be a madam, huh? Behind the bedroom door with people who are. You won't want to miss it. See you tomorrow, and thank you so much for being here today.